All right, Aries. So I really love the two cards that you're pulling here. The combination is just beautiful. So this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled natural, authentic, real, and organic. The blessing here says when you take away the trappings of money, power, status in the world, you are left with the things of spirit, and you are rich in the ways of the soul indeed. This creates a balanced, centered, strong core. And working with this card says that there has been an over-reliance on ways of identifying who you are. Whether you have categorized yourself by a job, your appearance, personality, or wealth and background, it is time to go beyond this to who you truly are and know yourself from the inside out. And then from Chakra Wisdom, Self-Worth, the inspiration here says, people, events, and material objects beyond your frame of reference are being drawn to you. Aim higher, for you will draw even greater experiences into your life. Allow your energy to grow. Receiving is an action. The personal question says, how do I relate to the word deserving? Am I ready to allow myself to receive what others may not? The key ideas are greater knowledge, innocent curiosity, being rewarded, receiving divine love, and then the keywords are faith, self-love, and value. So for a lot of you, this is you finding your self-worth and getting back to who you are naturally. And I love the part of the self-love. All right, Aries, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The Two of Pentacles. So for some of you, you may be juggling a couple of different situations here. The Two of Pentacles kind of bothers me a little bit because I don't like the idea of somebody constantly being in the balancing act. You know, for some of you, it's having to deal with life, having to deal with work, and keeping everything up in the air. You know, it's saying that you have the ability to maintain this. You're flexible. You can go with the flow and deal with changes as they come. But there may be a need here for you to, you know, look at something that you can kind of set aside so that you're not, you know, constantly in the balancing act, and there can be some more focus on balance with other things in your life. But we shall see. And in the past, the Queen of Swords. Now, for some of you, as far as the energy that's surrounding you, the Queen of Swords for me is, you know, she's the ass kicker. She will kick your ass if you cross her. Right? She cuts through the bullshit. She's been through pain in the past, but she comes forward directly with the truth, and there is the clear communication there, but I think she's a little bit more harsh than possibly the King of Swords. I mean, yeah, he definitely has a harsh side depending on what's surrounding him, but you know, this for me is a woman who has been through quite a bit. Now, for some of you, you know, this could definitely have to do with another person. You're looking at air here. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And this could be male or female. But there's something involving this person that you're like having to balance out. Oh, hey now. All right, so in the present, the King of Cups. You may be dealing with a couple different people. Now, you know, again, the feeling there for the Queen of Swords doesn't surprise me in terms of, especially my Aries females out there. Because of the pain she's been through in the past, it's made her stronger now. You know, and she is looked at typically as a single woman. I mean, the energy around her is good. I love the Queen of Swords. Not so much when she has a lot of hateful stuff going on around her. But when you're looking at that in terms of another person here, because the King of Cups, I do not feel Aries energy surrounding this at all. I do feel that for some of you, you're dealing with another person here. And you're looking at water, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Now, for some of you, yeah, you could be juggling, you know, a couple of different situations with people. But I feel Aries energy surrounding that Queen of Swords more so than I do that King of Cups. So I do feel more like this is another person, and there may be things in the past that you're still dealing with, and now this person is entering in and you're like juggling it out, right? Oh, future conditions. So the Four of Swords. Now, if, you know, and that's the other thing. I'm going to take a drink of coffee here. Hold on, guys. Oh. When you're looking at the Queen of Swords, anytime I see, you know, the two court cards here, you know, for a lot of you, this could represent a relationship that you're involved in. and it doesn't have to be romantic. But looking at the Four of Swords, if you're dealing with somebody, there may have been like a pause in the relationship or like a hold on communication here. The Four of Swords is taking a break. It's about meditating and reflecting on past actions as well. But it's silence. There's no action here. There's no communication. And when I see with, what I was going to say before is when I'm looking at, relationship things with the Court card showing up, whenever a sword one comes in, whether it's the Queen or the King, it can represent a difficult relationship. And there may be some things here that you're having to balance out with this person, but there's, this like, things seem to be on hold. You're either going through kind of a separation here, or there's just a lack of communication. Somebody isn't talking here. Your best path to follow, the Six of Wands. Victory over adversity. Recognition for a job well done. Now, in terms of, what is happening here with what you're balancing out possibly with this person, the Six of Wands is basically saying that you can have victory over this situation if you feel like it's a difficult one where communication may be at a standstill. And then there's the recognition there as well. But there's something here that can be overcome in terms of, what's happening with this person here. Oh, in your environment. Wow. Now, Scorpio, right? Now, with death being in your environment, though, and connection with that King of Cups, for some of you, you may be dealing with a person who is going through some major endings. Now, on the other hand, in terms of you're going through a major transformation as well. And that may be where there may be a pause within the relationship. It's almost like the two of you are needing to go through your own transformation here. Death is the ending. It is the ending of a way of being, right? It is the ending of an era. You're going to have to be flexible with that change. And, again, the Phoenix, right? The Phoenix rising from the ashes. This is going to change you. And not only that, but it's changing the other person involved too. And that may be why there is a break in the situation or like a lack of communication with the Four of Swords, is because there's some major endings going on. And it may be for both because it's connected both ways here. Wow. Your hopes and your fears, the Nine of Cups, wishes fulfilled, happiness, emotional fulfillment, being happy with the situation, being happy with this person. That's amazing. Now, my only warning with the Nine of Cups is, right, you have to be clear. You have to be clear on what it is that makes you happy. If you could have your wishes fulfilled, what does that look like? Because there also is a part of the Nine of Cups, especially in this position, where, you may get your wishes fulfilled, but when it happens, are you still going to want it or need it? It is about needing to be happy with what you receive here, but it's suggesting happiness. Happiness. Getting what it is that you want. And it's both sides here. It's both. The two of you may be going through very different situations, but ultimately, I think that the both of you are looking at wanting happiness here. And going through that transformation. Wow, Aries. All right. Oh, and then the outcome, the Two of Wands. All right, so, and this looks better in terms of what is going on here. And we'll pull a clarifier for this, but when you're looking at the Two of Wands, what actions are you going to start taking here? If you have dominion over your own world, what are you going to do to create the things that you want? You're making those decisions now. And where, there's this silence and this lack of communication, and you're juggling all these different situations, I think that, you know, with the Two of Wands, you come out really good here where you're making some clear decisions after you come out of this transformation, because it looks good. It really does look good. Okay, if I want my wishes fulfilled, well, how am I going to go about doing that here with the Two of Wands? Action is going to start taking place here where, you know, you may need a minute to really think about things and think about what, you know, makes you happy, especially in regards to a person. But I think both of you, you know, are connected in this way. You're both looking at happiness, but you're both like going through your own transformation, you know, and there's no reason why you can't have victory over, you know, this inability to communicate or inability to take action, and whatever endings you're dealing with as well. And tell me that's not perfect for Aries. A new passionate beginning, and that's what you're acting toward. And possibly with a person, it looks good. Really, it does. I love it, Aries. I feel like, you know, you're going to have to balance some things out here for sure with the Two of Pentacles. You may be juggling a couple of different situations, but ultimately you're looking at what you need to do to create your own happiness. And there is no reason why you can't have that new passionate beginning with that Ace of Wands. There's going to be some major endings, and I think it's happening for you and it's happening for another person as well. But there is wish fulfillment and a new beginning here. It looks really good. All right, Aries, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what else is going on for you guys. But I love the energy surrounding it. You know, I don't think that the King of Cups is a bad thing. I just think that they may be going through some stuff, and you are going through some stuff as well. You know, where you meet here in the middle, it may be like this juggling act, but, you know, you get to a point here where, okay, I'm wanting my wishes fulfilled. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So if you're in a relationship right now where your partner may be going through some major endings, you may be going through that as well. But it's important, again, with natural and self-worth, to have love for yourself. For those of you who are single, you may be meeting somebody here where there's a lot of passion involved. You know, it may be a situation where you're having to juggle some things out here, but overall it looks really good, because I'm telling you, if the Ace of Wands is not perfect for Aries, I don't know what the hell is. That's like a perfect beginning for you guys coming out. And you're going to take the right action, and it's going to be a new adventure. And for some of you, it's a new adventure in love. All right, Aries, so self-respect, self-love, and being true to yourself is what's going to be most important this week, no matter what you're dealing with. You're going to have to be true to yourself. You're going to have to love yourself, no matter what you are going through here. Now, I do feel like the Queen of Swords is representing a lot of you and the energy that's coming through here. You've been through some shit in the past, you know, and you may be a little bit harsh coming in because of that. And I think for a lot of you, you're dealing with a person right now, and it's a situation that, you know, you feel like you have to balance out in your life. And it may be because both of you are going through some major endings, major transformation. And, you know, I like that Spirit here is saying that there's going to be victory. There's going to be victory over this. Because I feel like there's a part of you here that's really reflecting on the past before you make any decisions here to start taking action. Because these two are connected, there may be like a lack of communication though when it comes to you dealing with another person. And again, it may be because you and this person are going through some things that are like ending right now. But your hopes and your fears, having your wishes fulfilled and having happiness, and possibly with this person, because I do feel like that King of Cups, whether that's male or female, is another person here that you're wanting some happiness with. And it looks good. And where you come out at with the Two of Wands again, right? You know, action, taking action, and going after a new passionate beginning. And I love the Ace of Wands for you guys because I think it's perfect. But again, love, action, and adventure, right? For some of you, the action that you take is going to create a new adventure in love. But again, love and self-worth, right? Being natural, being true to who you are, right? And receiving good things because you're putting that energy out there. It's coming right back to you, and it looks really good. Now, for those of you who are single, passion, there may be a lot of passion with somebody that you're meeting here, right? And I see you acting on that passion, for sure, For sure, with the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands, yes. Now, again, love yourself first. For those of you who are in a relationship, as long as, you know, you're being true to yourself and you're loving who you are, other people are going to love you as well. I mean, we hear it all the time. You have to love yourself first, because you can't expect people to feel the same way about you if you're not sure how you feel about yourself. So if you have a lot of love for somebody, but you don't have a lot of love for yourself, the way that they feel about you is going to change depending on how you treat your own self. So self-love, self-worth, being true to who you are is what's going to be important, especially within relationships. But I'm telling you, I love it. I think it's perfect for you guys, a new passionate beginning, and that may be exactly what you need.